Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat. I have some tags that I'm going to show you, some of my birthday tags that people have sent. But I wanted to real quick show you the bags that I have in my craftycatusa.com shop. So you've already seen this one, but I just thought I'd show it again in case there's somebody that hasn't seen it. These bags are organic, certified organic cotton is what these first ones I'm going to show you are. They measure like 16, sorry, drew blank there for a minute, by, it's almost 14 by 16, and that's in the description when you go to craftycatusa.com. But this one has a Ribbit image. This is one of the images from my digital download, Ribbit. So that's on that side. And then on this side is Crafty Cat. That's the logo that my daughter drew for me. So that's what that one looks like. And then this one is one you haven't seen yet. This is another one of the Ribbit images with the little frog sitting up on the mushroom there. This is the same size as the other one, and then has the Crafty Cat logo on the back. And then I got this one. I thought these were a lot smaller. Unfortunately, Spring or Teespring is not super great about listing their sizes until you purchase one. That's for the makers. And so I had no idea. This bag just looked a lot smaller to me on the website, but it's really awesome because it's quite large. I thought it was like big enough for one journal, you know, one of those little tote bags. And so this one is 12. I know I'm not doing a very precise job, but that's okay. 30, 40. 17 and a half inches tall. It's tall. By 14 and a half. So 17 by 14 and a half. That's a decent sized bag. You could definitely put a towel in here and go to the beach. And, you know, sunscreen and sunglasses and whatever. Yeah, definitely a fun bag. And the same thing. It's going to have the image on one side and then the Crafty Cat logo on the other side. It's just a little bit different bag. It's a little bit more like canvas. You know, painting canvas or something like that. So very cool. I was shocked because I just didn't pay attention. And then this one also has a little snap pocket on the inside. So bang for your buck. I'd say this is definitely a good deal. And I will be putting more images on these bags because I really like the size of this bag for, you know, carrying more stuff. And definitely if you're going to use these for groceries, which I know a lot of us are going to, just to save on the plastic and all, and the environment. But yeah, this is a great size bag to put some groceries in or books or whatever. So yeah, very cool. I was very excited when I got that one because I just didn't realize the size. Yeah, that's one thing they got to work on the part where you create the products. There's like no size, which I thought was very odd. But anyways, so I did get some tags, and I'm picking one off the top kind of thing and going. So this one is from Sarah, and I don't want to show this side because this is the side with the address. So I'm just going to snip the top off of this. So how y'all doing? I hope you're having a great day, and I'll probably say that again in the video because I already filmed the video that this is going to be connected to. I'm just kind of filming these as I get them. So it's that kind of a dealio. Just want to make sure I didn't like miss something. Okay, that's going to go away. And then she sent me a card. Ah, Mary Engelbright. I think that's what that is, right? So cute. She says, happy 50th birthday, Amy. I know you said send one tag. I just could not decide which one to send. Blessings, Sarah. Thank you so much, Sarah. That's so sweet of you. That's awesome. Well, they'll both go in the book, so I won't have to choose either. I will just put both of them in the tag book. So here's the first one. It's beautiful. I love the stitching on here. And then she's stamped on Fabric Dream. Very cool. Some cheesecloth. Love it. Oh my goodness, this one's fabulous too. I love the stitch. My sewing machine doesn't do that one. But that's very cool. And the old like vintage fabric on there. Paper and Tim Holtz ladies. That's awesome. Very grungy coffee dye look. I think you've put whatchamacallit on the back. Maybe not. Maybe you just crinkled up the tag a little bit. Yeah. Very cool. Those are super fun. Thank you so much. They will look really cute in the tag book. So thank you, thank you. I'm going to put them inside the card just so it helps me remember. And I will write your name on the back of these just so that later when I'm flipping through the tag book and I don't have like the card, I will know whose is whose if the name isn't on there already. So now let's go to Lori. So thank you, Lori, for sending me a envelope here. Trying really hard not to show stuff. She says, have a happy birthday. Thank you so much. That's so nice. This is very cool. So it looks like part of a greeting card and a happy birthday stamp, which genius idea. I've not seen those before. You know, I just don't have any. Not that I haven't seen them, I guess. Book page, music page, and then the spring fashions with the, it looks to be sort of Civil War era. They're playing croquet. So super cool. I love it. Oh, and the back with the kitty cat stamp. Oh, neat. This week's birthday. Like out of an old magazine or something. It's probably just all the same. Fashion magazine. Oh, 1871 it says right there. Spring Fashions, 1871. Very cool. Thank you so much. That is just great. And I thank you for the card. Very nice. All right, I'm going to put this one over here, and I will write your name on the back as well. All right. Let's see. I just have my book cradle that I use to bind books is, you know, they're shaped kind of like that, so I've been just tucking the tags in there. They're probably not going to fit much longer, but... All right, this one's from Donna. Thank you, Donna. Donna H. I mean, you know if you sent a tag, so that's, I just don't know if everybody wants their last names out there or what, so. Oh, so cool. Oh my gosh, you guys have done just amazing jobs, all of you. Fabulous. I love that. It's on corrugated cardboard and just got like old vintage paper with numbers, which I love, of course. And then my big 5-0, that's just wow. And some washi here and Tim Holtz special delivery and paper doll. I don't know who those are by, but very cool. Imagination. And then, oh, this is a guest check she's put on the back of the corrugated cardboard and some washi. A little bit of fabric on here and here. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys just are doing so good. Oh, I'm going to put this with the envelope because it doesn't have your name on it. So I want to make sure I get the names on the back. Because otherwise, later, when I don't have the cards, I'm not going to be able to remember because I'm a ding-dong. Okay, this one is from Lori K. Oh, this got bunged up in the mail. I noticed the envelope was like that. Very cool. Thank you, Lori. Sorry that happened in the mail. Don't you hate that? When stuff gets dinged. Oh, you and Tammy at Lou Frou Frou Studio had a similar concept with the zipper. I love these zipper. Very cool. I wish I was turning 23. That'd be great. Oh my gosh. I didn't even have kids then. This is awesome. I love this little guy. Cut out of an old magazine. That's so cool. The zipper and the lace. And then this is like a kind of acetate postage stamp. and the hope and the 23. And then on the back, oh, nice. She has a verse from the Bible. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So I'm going to keep this with this. I think it was a zipper that poked through, but it's all intact, so that's good. All right, so that one's going to go in there. And then let's see. We have, this one's from Nancy. I got it, Nancy. I got it. I hope you got my reply to your comment. I felt bad because she was worried it took a little bit for hers to come. And sometimes my mail isn't super speedy. I don't know why, but okay. This, and the envelope is adorable. I'll show you the back. I don't want to show you the front, but see, she did it all out of, like, I'm not even sure what, maybe out of a craft book or something, because it's got like a quilt there with like embroidery floss, scissors, and then there's embroidery on the denim. Got like a denim jean with a embroidered pocket type thing. Very cool. Oh, that's so kind. Oh, you're so nice, Nancy. Thank you so much. So cute. This is like off of a sewing pattern, I think, is where that image comes from. And then like almost like a magazine, or you know, some type of magazine page behind there with the window and the bookshelf. That is so cool. And you did sign it. Good job. Oh, she's on YouTube as Nancy. I forgot, Nancy, you are on YouTube. It's Nancy Pyter, and I'll put a link to her YouTube channel. And then on Instagram, she's ArtChick8168. So thank you for doing that. That's awesome. And I'll put that information, like I said, in the description box. All right, that. And then this one comes from my friend Carol Laws, and super excited, Carol. I've always wanted something of yours. One of these days we need to like do a journal swap or something. That would just be super fun to do. If you don't watch Carol Laws on YouTube, you need to, because she makes amazing stuff. I mean, you probably do, because she's just amazing. But if you don't, go check out Carol Laws. And I'll leave a link. Oh my goodness. And she sent me this cool ribbon. Beautiful, Carol. I don't even want to take it off of there. But thank you for sending that, because I love that kind of ribbon. It's just so fun to use on so many things, because you can use it on guy themed things. You can use it on sewing themes. I mean, yeah, it's super great. Thank you so much. And look at that berry. That is so cool. Oh, you're so sweet, Carol. Thank you so much. And you put your address on the postcard, because I lost her address. I had to contact her and be like, because her birthday is May 25th. And so I sent her out a package too. So she should be getting that pretty soon. Oh my gosh, Carol, I cannot believe this. I cannot stitch very well. Like maybe it's a patience thing, but she's stitched all those little paper clips on there, stitched around here. It's like all that, what do they call that? Slow stitching. The vines and then the flower. That's like a doily, but then she's stitched the knots in the center part. That is so cool. I love that, because I am not a slow stitcher at all. That is not my deal. And then this is very quintessentially you, I think. It's awesome. Very cool. I love it. Gosh, those are just great, Carol. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to have them. I wish you would have signed them. I will put your name on the back, but I wish you would have signed them. Awesome. Thank you, my friend. I love you. And Carol is on my design team, so if you, you know, get a chance, really do go over and check out her YouTube if you don't watch it already. And she's also on Instagram, and I'll put all those links in the description box, like I said. All right, so now on to the video. Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and today we're going to make one of these Gayle Agostinelli faux front envelopes. Gayle is the first person that I have ever seen do one. You know, that's all I know. So I kind of consider it her thing, you know. But this one was made by my friend Michelle, who sent it to me with a tag in it for my birthday tag gift type thing. And so she's made it out of, I think it's pretty close to the size of these sort of standard little office envelopes that are the number 6 3/4 white envelopes that you just get anywhere, Walmart, office supply, whatever. They're just the real basic. Hers is not one of those because it's kind of a cream color, but it's the same size. So that's what I'm using, because I want it to be as close to this type of design as possible, just so you guys can see how to make it. So my friend Theola asked if I would make one, and then I had some other questions about it. And of course I refer you to Gayle. If you go to Gayle Agostinelli's channel and put in faux front envelopes, you should get all kinds of tutorials on those. And she does call them faux front envelopes. But I will still make one to, you know, just for fun, because it would be a fun thing to add to my frog journal, which is here. So we're starting with that basic envelope, just as it is, because you can use this as Michelle did with the tag inside. And then you're just basically decorating the front to look like a different piece of ephemera than an envelope. So what we're going to do is start by, I'm just going to cover the front of the envelope, and I'm just using, this is from my Croak digital download. So if you're wondering where that's from, that's what it is. So how y'all doing? I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous day. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm just, you know, doing my thing that I do every day and enjoying it tremendously. So I just finished my Marguerite Miller collage challenge with you guys, which was very fun. I was a little perplexed, I will say, as to how exactly I wanted that collage to go, but I guess I should probably figure out what direction I thought was going, huh? I mean, I guess I can turn the envelope either way. And I'm just plunking it down on there, and I'm just going to cut it out. Just so I have a background, you know. So yeah, these are very fun to make. I haven't made one in ages and ages and ages, so this was a good thing for me to do. I did do at one point a large, like, manila type folder, I think it was, that I did like a faux front envelope. That was fun, because I then used the pocket of the folder to hold a composition notebook journal. And it was actually just a composition notebook, because obviously one of those file folders isn't going to hold like a whole big journal really well. It would be very gaping. But yeah, it was fun to make that. It was a Halloween time journal, and it's been a couple of years. I think I've made one since then, but I'm not really sure. It's really hard to remember my videos, like what all I've got. And I've tried to start putting stuff in playlists, because that does help when you guys are looking for stuff. But yeah, some of those early things didn't get in there. So there's that covered. That looks nice. We're going to ink around it. And then she's stenciled on there. You could stencil, or you could use like a coffee dyed envelope. That's probably what I should have done, but I just didn't have time to do that. But we might just spritz it with some coffee. Ink it a bit, because I do want it kind of grungy. We're kind of going with the grungy thing. In fact, I probably should do that before I add anything else, because it could warp it a little bit. So I will go ahead and ink this side, spritz it with coffee, and then I'll pause, get it dry, and come back to you guys. Forgot about that little detail. try to get all the things figured out, but it doesn't always work. And this is just walnut stain, which is a really cool, well, this is the oxide. It's walnut stain is the color, but it's a great one to use if you're going to spray it, because it definitely takes the color and it changes, like it really oxidizes well. That's what I'm trying to say. Move those out of the way so I don't spray them with coffee. This is just deli paper, waxed deli paper. You guys have seen me use it lots. This bottle is kind of ridiculous because it's just a reused, like, perfume sprayer. All right, I'm going to get that dry and I'll be right back. Okay, hello. I am back. So that's how you coffee dye if you're lazy like me. Because it works great. And I opened the flap and inked it as well and spritzed it with the coffee so that the whole thing would be not the stark white, you know? So the first thing we need to do is figure out, this is 6.5 inches long. So I am thinking if I do, I want to make mine a little skinnier over here. And it's just all how you want to do it. You can do it however you want to do it. Makes sense. But yeah, I'm just going to make mine a teeny bit skinnier so that the flap's a little longer. That's the only difference. But you can do it however you want to do it. So I am thinking I'm going to go about 1.5 inches for the width of the little extra part over there, whatever. So 1.5 inches. Oh, this, I want this one to be, so we're going to cut that at 5. This piece is going to be the longer one. So I need to cut this at 5. And this is Tim Faux Abandon. 5 by, how big is that? What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. 3. What am I doing? Help me. Some days I just shouldn't be left alone, I'm telling you. All right, so this will be the piece, the flap that opens and closes. Did that not cut straight? That looks super crooked, and I don't have any more of that abandoned. I think it'll be all right. It isn't very straight, though. I don't know what in the world I did. Who knows? I thought I could use this if I didn't have enough, but I mean, I could do that. That is super annoying. So what did I do wrong there? That's what it is. We'll take it just a tiny bit wider and hopefully get it straight. And then I cut it at 5. I'm going to go this side. I'm going to do this side. So, since I'm going to use the same piece of paper, I do want them to match up. And then this one's going to be 1.5 inches. Is that right? So 5.5 inches. Yes. Is it this way? I kind of like this bit here, so that's just what I'm going to go with. 1.5 inches. So all that futzing around didn't matter anyway, because I'm going to have this as the side piece over there. This piece, I know you guys are probably like, you are not helping me at all. Okay, so this piece is 1.5 inches wide by 3 5/8. It's just going to depend on your envelope as far as that goes. Okay, but I did do 1.5 inches. So mine's going to be skinnier than this piece here. But if you want yours wider like Michelle's, hers is 2.5. So you just do how you like for your envelope. This piece is 5 inches long by the 3 5/8. Same thing. So let me see, did I feel like this is narrower, but it's not. Okay, it's good. All right, so then I also cut out a whale tail that we'll use to make this part here. And you can use any other kind of tab. You could even use, like, just cut a piece of paper in sort of a rectangular shape. Maybe round the corners off a little bit and use it to poke in there. It's just meant to hold your envelope closed. So if you don't have a whale tail, don't worry. You don't have to have a whale tail. You could just use any kind of like rectangular shaped piece of paper. So I have my whale tail, and I'm gonna, I want the green side out so it shows a little better instead of being so matchy. Maybe so. I'm gonna ink it a bit. And she's put hers on with washi. I think I might use some coffee dyed paper because I don't have a whole lot in the washi department. So the cool part about this is you're gonna see both sides of this cool paper. So for the larger flap anyway, this one gets glued down on 3 sides. And you can do this lots of different ways. Like I think Gayle does it even a little bit different. Or she has done different versions. I'll put it that way. So you do you. It's that kind of a deal. And I'm just going to take a piece of paper and make a hinge. You can use washi. You could use thicker paper. I mean, just whatever you want to use. And I'm going to tear it, which I know is silly because I just folded it, but I want that torn edge on it. So I just folded it, now I'm tearing it. Okay. And so this will become my hinge that's going to hold on this piece, and I should probably figure out which direction I want when it opens, because I'm going to see this writing. I guess that seems right. I might have to trim that a little now. It's like too long. The other one was too short. This one's too long. So then we're just taking this and hinging it just like we would any other thing that we hinge, you know, with the envelopes or whatever. And I am going to cut it. I'll leave straight flat edges since these edges are straight and flat. You could even use the same paper that you used for this part if you wanted to make a hinge out of that, because you want it to match better. You don't have to do it as grungy. You know, you can do it, obviously, a cleaner version or whatever you want to call it, more modern. And always remember that, too. Even if somebody makes something that is not in your style or whatever, don't discount it. I mean, just think, oh, what if I did it in my style? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times that does happen. You're like, oh, I don't really like that, so I'm not going to do that. But it's more the piece, it's the idea than the outcome. You know what I mean? Because obviously we don't all have the exact same likes or whatever. We're back to the you do you. Which I love. Okay. Had to get that straightened out. And then I will put it on my envelope on the opposite side. You can do it on the same side if you want to, you know, glue your flap there so that it's not over the back part of your envelope. Oh, it's upside down, Amy. Ay, some days. And in fact, I may do it that way now that I almost messed it up, because I don't really want to have to deal with the flap and all that. So I'm just going to do it. How did she do that? Oh, she did it underneath the flap. That makes sense too. This is not... Sorry, just was not matching up. Okay, let's glue that again. I think I will just do it under. Sorry, I'm all over the place. I just couldn't decide what I wanted to do there. So I'm going to match it up with the corner up at the top and the bottom. Try to get it as straight as you can. Sometimes it's not perfect, right? And I'm going to just trim a tiny sliver right there. Could use some smaller scissors, but why would I do that? And I might use that a little more just to hide it a little. Okay. I might spritz that a little too with my coffee that I put over here. I'll be right back. Bottle. I really should get a different one, but okay, that'll just make it blend in there a little more. Okay, that is good. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. And we'll put our whale tail on that'll go under the flap. This one you're going to glue down though, so we aren't doing the same thing because you don't need another flap or you're not going to have anything to hold that down. So this is pretty tight. I may want to trim just a tiny bit off of one side of that because see, it's kind of just a tiny bit bigger. We don't want one overlapping the other because obviously that would make the closure not work right. Why is that so wonky? I think I'm going to glue it on and then do it. I must have cut it real weird. So I'm going to put the glue on the envelope. Sorry, Theola, you're probably thinking, why did I ask her to do this? It's always tricky when you haven't done something for a while. And then I'm just going to butt it right up against this paper so that hopefully I will get a good match there. And whatever's hanging off the back, I will trim off. And hopefully not cut the envelope open at the same time. Yes, I've done it. I've probably done all the goofy things while paper crafting. Now that's that, and then we'll put this, I might put it in the middle, you can put it wherever you want. And then we'll put a pocket across here. Did she just do, oh, she did it across that piece too. So that's definitely probably smart to put the little flap up higher. But yeah, you could do all kinds of things. I've seen Gayle like make another flap that comes down this way. I mean, there's like all manner of ways that you can make these. So yeah, just get your envelopes and play around with it because you can do them all sorts of ways. You could even, if you wanted to, make it go this way, which is probably what I should have done. Well, I could still do that. And then you could almost have that as a pocket. And put another pocket here with a tag in it. Do we want to do that? I'm thinking that might be a good idea just because I think I'm going to make a fabric pocket in that journal to like slip it down into. So I think I might go ahead and do that. Make this into a pocket. I know it's the closure, but it's not going to hurt anything to have a tag sitting inside of there. And then have another pocket up here. So see, that would already be two different ways that you could do this. Have it oriented this way or this way. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we need a piece to go across there, and I think I will use the abandoned still. Maybe I'll use a piece of the green. Now that's upside down, but it's all right. It's not that big of a deal. This. Yeah, I think I'll just cut a piece off of that. Let's go maybe 1.5 inches again, just because that will give me the same depth pocket as the other one. You could even do like a few pockets, like then have another piece in here. I could do that. I don't know what I did to that piece, but look how wonky that is. That is not even the same size. I don't have any more of that. I'll put it this way. Durr. That'll make it bigger. But make it just a little bit shorter and have a second pocket. Yeah. Okay. So that one's 1.5 inches. So let's go 2.5. Would that work? Then 1.5 inches. It'll stick up that much more. And I'm going to use, instead of the green side, I'm going to use this side so that you can see it. And then we'll put thumb notches in those. I'm not going to put a thumb notch in this one, obviously, because it's part of the cover and that piece tucks into it. So I don't really want to do that, but is that about even? Oh, I should have done them at the same time. Just have to be able to see it, right? Okay. Make those. I think I'm over too far that way, but it is done, so that's where they're going to be. That one will go there. I can even raise it up a little like that. And then put this one here, right? Yeah. Shaky hands. I envy all of you who have steady hands. I used to. Not no more. And so I'm raising it up just a little bit. All it's going to do is, you know, make this go further up the page. It's really not going to make that big of a difference. There's a tiny gap on either side, but I think that's fine for a pocket. Okay. And I'm not going right in the crease of the where it folds there, because I want a little bit of a space just so that it opens and closes okay. That makes sense. Okay. So now we've got 3 pockets in there. So yeah, just a variation. You can do it in whatever manner you like. Let's see what we got here. Got all kinds of stuff cut out. Okay. I wonder if that'll fit back there. little tall, but I could cut a little off the bottom and the top. So I just kind of like that mushroom. This is a meal check. Not sure whose ephemera that's from. That might be Ali, the Cockney Crafter. Bugs would be good. Oh, I do love this mushroom. Maybe I'll put this one in here. Should I put a taller one in there since it's more space, you know? This one too would be good. These I'm going to have to back because they're just the copy paper. Oh, that one's kind of cute with the little toad peeking out. I mean, I like them all, but I think I'll put this one up here. And maybe we can put the butterflies. No, that's going to be too tall. We need something shorter up there. How about bugs? Yes, bugs would work. And then, what else? Could put something on that one and just tuck it in there. Or a piece of Tim Holtz would work in there too. So that it's going the right direction. That would be different, right? Yeah. I don't like the color of that with that. Could do a leaf. That's from my Torn Paper and Ferns. Oh, this wouldn't be bad either. It's pretty tall though. It's kind of got that weird gray color to it too. These are a lot warmer. Sorry, I'm just going through this. That'll be too tall. This is just Tim Holtz Field Notes. The regular size, not the, he's got that, what does he call that? Snippets, I think they're called. And they're tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, they're great for like clusters and stuff, but don't get them unless you want tiny because they're real tiny. That would be kind of cool on there. I can trim the, oh, it actually fits real good like that. A dragonfly. Well, I guess I'm not going to find anything earth-shaking, am I? Could put something on this. It's just really tall. Maybe that's all that's going to be in there. These I can trim down a little bit. So I want that one, or that one's too tall. One of the greenery ones. Yeah, the green looks better. This one's funny too. I like this toad on these books. It's too tall though. This. That's actually kind of cool. Okay. So we need to back all these. Well, let's do that. I might use manila file folder just because I have lots of scraps. And it's great for backing tags like that because it's a little bit thicker, you know. And I think that'll work well. Can I get, no, I can only get 2 on here. But I got all these. Let's use, those skinny ones will fit on that skinny strip, but let's do this one on here. I know it's got the great tab. I could use it for a lot of other things, but it's okay. And this is in my Croak digital download. I think most of these little bits that I've cut out are from the Croak. So I have Ribbit and Croak, because this is one of the toads. I think I do have a frog in that batch, but it's fine. So thank you, Theola. This was very nice to make one of these. I forget to do it, and they're actually really a lot of fun because you can switch them up. You don't have to just do it one way. You can do them loads of different ways. So just have fun with it. And I'll leave a link to Gayle Agostinelli's YouTube channel in case you don't. I'm sure most of you already watch her, but, you know, just in case you don't, because she does lots of really fun stuff. I don't think I need to add anything to this tag. I might, you know, put a hole at the top. A tag hole. We could get grungier and spray the back, which I might do, but I'll leave it for now. You guys have probably had your sufficient amount of that for today. Does that seem center? My idea of center and other people's idea of center, I think, are two different things. Because I never seem to get it on the right spot. And these are just hole reinforcers or protectors that I've rubbed the Tim Holtz ink on. So that's that. I always mess that up. Okay, that can go there. I do like this here, so I'm going to put that there. Goes well with the rusty, crusty look. With the little bug on it. Maybe I should put this guy back here. Just to, that word upside down is really bugging me, can you tell? Yeah, I think I will. It'll just be fun anyway. When you take the tag out, you'll see the dragonfly. Yeah, I don't know why that's bothering me, but it is. Okay. My son just got home from school, if you heard the garage door open, since I'm standing right over it. He's only got 4 more weeks. It's crazy. Crazy time. Okay, so I'm going to do this one, and this one. Back those on this. I'm doing a video, son. Oh, can't hear me. Hey, Theron. I'm doing a video. So we'll get these on here. How was school?
Good.
Good. How was statistics? Did you get any?
We reviewed the guide. Apparently I did fairly good.
Oh, good.
But I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, statistics is not easy, but...
I'm probably going to fail that AP exam. And I've kind of accepted that.
Your cat's here. She's happy you're home.
Yay. They were bringing seniors into the Career Center to make sure, like, they're actually doing something after high school.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then I went in there, I was like, I've registered for classes, I registered for housing, and I got my financial aid done. So I was like, I've done everything.
Yeah. That's good. Are they happy with that?
Yes. He's like, are you going to go to UI Bound? I was like, I just got back.
Yeah, we did that this weekend.
Yeah.
Is it still going on? I thought we got like the last...
No.
Oh, okay.
They do them all summer.
Oh, okay.
We did like the third one I had.
Okay. I just know there were some before the one we went to.
Yeah, I think there were 2 before the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do it mostly in the summer because most people don't get ready as early as I did.
Yeah. Well, it's easier when you know what you want to do. A lot of kids don't know what they want to do after high school.
Yeah.
But you've always been interested in the computer thing, so... Wow, I cut that really crooked. Well, good. I'm glad you had a good day.
Yeah. Me and Morgan are going to go to Best Buy because...
They work at Best Buy, both of them.
Yeah. His phone broke,
Oh,
so
no.
we're going to figure something out. And the situation with ours, with the trade-ins and stuff,
yeah.
I was told to check my work email, which has to be done at work.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
gonna figure that out.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's funny. They both go in there all the time. That's his friend. They both work there and they both go in there all the time. It's funny. I'm just hacking at these and making it worse, I think. So, yeah. Cannot cut straight at all. Eva. I see Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. She, like, cuts everything. She doesn't use a cutter. She uses scissors. I don't know how she does that because I cut everything crooked. I would have just a mess on my hands if I did that all the time. I like the bugs. I always like the bugs. They're just fun. No, the hole punch won't get your tag cut out for you. So yeah, sorry about that little break there. You just listen to us yammer at each other. But I always like to know how their day went. Honestly, I don't think I need to really do a whole lot to these tags. I think they're good because, I mean, they're pretty much covered and I don't want to cover anything up. So I think I'm just going with it. I'll go ahead and punch a hole in it. I don't know if these are going to be kind of big on this. I guess not. I don't have any really dark ones. Need to make some more. Alrighty. Ta-da! Just like that, we have our little booklet thing here. And you could use, you know, put all different ephemera in there too. You don't have to, like, just do tags and stuff. You could put, you know, little pieces that somebody could use in the journal. Just whatever. You know what I mean by ephemera. Like an ephemera holder, right? And then it closes. This has to tuck in a little bit better. And then our little thing goes in here. And then you can also put something here, which I don't know what that'll be yet. I haven't decided. So, but I kind of feel like I want to put something on the front, like a frog or something. Will he fit? Oh, man. I like that one. How about, this one might fit. This is actually a frog. I believe it's a bullfrog. I don't know that you can see him all that well. maybe if we put a little something behind him, like, maybe. Some mushrooms. Yeah, that one's Croak as well. This one's Ribbit. Paper. I don't want to cover up all that. I like that abandoned a lot, but let's get just a little section of it so that we can make Mr. Frog pop out a little bit there. I know I drew those frogs and I don't even know exactly what they are. I just found images of frogs and toads, and I can pretty much tell toads, but that one's a little bit tricky. I think it's a frog. Could put a fern on there too. The only problem with the ferns is you got to make sure you get all their little leaves glued down, because otherwise they get broken off. Let's see if we can find one. Sorry, I don't know what I did with them, of course. Use a piece of that. There we are. Okay. I know you're in there. Just finding the layer you're in. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well. You can definitely see the toad better on there, or the frog on there. So I think I will go ahead and go with that. And then we will put just a good amount of glue on the back of the fern. Hope we can get it glued down well. Because it's a bummer to break the little leaves off, because then it looks kind of weird. I mean, you don't have to cover the whole of every leaf. You just got to kind of hit every leaf at least a little bit. And I get these on Amazon. And you just look for ferns, like dried ferns. At least I think that's what they are. They come up. It comes up under that, so that's what they look like, but they could be something else. Some other plant. And you got to make sure you kind of move the paper towel around when you're doing this, because otherwise you'll just rip them up. Put him here. So we can see a few of our mushrooms peeking out. Okay, and then maybe one of our little this and that labels would work. Find one. Oh yeah, there's a little one. It's going kind of the wrong direction. End up covering up all the mushrooms. If I do that, that would be kind of cool. That's one of our numbers we made with the little dollops of ink from the oxide. That one would work. I think I'm going to rough up the edges though. Where's my tiny scissors? This paper is kind of thick, so it just feels like it needs to be roughed up at the edges to look right. Oh, it's already off, Amy. Crazy nut. Okay, and then maybe a little butterfly. Just a little one. Yeah. These are in the Croak. Digi. Alrighty. There it is. Did I put? No. Put the lid back in that. Okay, so thank you, Theola. Great idea. Oh, you know what? I could put one of these over here. That might look kind of cool. Yeah, why not? Oh, very sticky right there. Oh, very sticky right there too. Oh no. Why? Just why? Okay, let's see where my little yuck eraser is. Okay. There we go. So there it is. Yeah, thank you, Theola. I enjoyed making this today. So I have mine like that, and another pocket here, and another pocket above it. So I have 3 pockets that are tucked in there, plus the envelope spot, which I'll figure that out, and I'll show you guys when I figure it all out. And then this one from Michelle opens this way, and it has, you know, the 2 pockets like that. It's very fun. So thank you to Michelle and Theola for asking me to make one of those. And yeah, thank you to all of you for hanging out with me. All right, we will chat again soon. Love you guys. Talk later. Bye.